If you care about HDR gaming on the PC, you have to get Windows 11. It is worth the hassle, trust me. We now have the HDR calibration app, which is a game changer in my opinion. And we have a lot of auto HDR supported games. So basically, when a new game comes out, if it doesn't have native HDR, most likely it will get updated to support the auto HDR from Windows 11. And it looks fantastic, but all those games have one problem: the black level raise. So near black, it looks kind of gray and it looks bad, especially on an OLED. But even if you have a different display or an IPS monitor, I'm gonna share with you how to fix it, because we're going to use Reshade. So this is going to work for every single display. If you have a QD OLED, a brand new, ultra wide QD OLED, or the LG Ultra Gear, or any IPS or VA monitor, this is going to work because we're going to use Reshade and one single preset. Very simple. So the preset name, Reshade. Just do a quick search how to download Reshade. Very simple. Just install that. Next, finish. It's a piece of cake. So then you search on Reshade for this preset called PROD 8003 curved levels. And what we're going to do on this preset is we're going to increase the black point to 3, and we're going to change the toe position X to 0.03 and the toe position Y to 0.04. And that's it. Just one click and you're going to fix that near black. So now, this is a small detail that might not be as visible on an LCD screen. That's why I'm using my gaming monitor, because I was thinking, okay, I'm going to recommend this for everybody. I'm going to say this works for every single display. I have to test it at least on my gaming monitor, and I have to say I can barely tell the difference, because the black levels and the contrast of this monitor, it is not good. It is not good. This doesn't look black at all, but the difference is there. If I really look for it, I can see the difference and it looks better. But this is going to be a lot more visible on a self-emissive display. So if you have an OLED, a QD OLED, WRGB OLED, or a micro LED, maybe you're playing on a micro LED, it's like $100,000, something like that. Or even in the future, with the future technology, this is still gonna work, because it seems like Microsoft or whoever is working with this HDR calibration app, it is Microsoft, I think, they don't care. I don't know how they don't see the problem, because it just looks bad, man. And I am almost sure that can be fixed overnight if they just care a little bit. Maybe they are using an LCD screen, and maybe they don't realize that's a problem on an LCD screen. Maybe you don't see that problem. But I don't know, man. That they should be able to fix that, because that would make that auto HDR on Windows 11 flawless, absolutely amazing. And I know it can be done. So also, there are some native HDR games that support the HDR calibration app. And so far, in my experience, there are only 2 games. So far, The Witcher 3, the updated Witcher 3, uses that HDR calibration app, and it looks perfect. No black level raise. And Returnal was just flawless. Just absolutely perfect. You open the game, you don't have to touch any settings, just amazing. I don't remember any other game. So there are some games that support that auto HDR, that HDR calibration app, like Plague Tale Requiem, and yeah, it has the black level raise. So also some of those native HDR games supporting the HDR calibration app have the same problem, but I am still trying to make sure that this works for native HDR, and I am not 100% convinced, because the problem is with native HDR games, I cannot use the same test pattern that I use to figure out these settings. So basically, for me to be able to figure out these settings, I used a near black test pattern, which I'm trying to activate right now. I don't know why this is not working. Okay, so I use this near black test pattern to figure out these settings, but the problem is that this near black test pattern is an SDR picture. And I know how the auto HDR works and why this still makes sense, and it still allows me to see, what's the best settings. But with native HDR, this near black test pattern, it's not working the way I want. So I'm not sure. Most likely it's going to be the same settings, but I'm not sure 100% for native HDR. But for now, I can tell you, for every single auto HDR game, for every single display, no matter what, this preset is gonna fix that problem. And I mean, this is huge. This is huge because, yeah, we shouldn't have this problem, but we have it. And this is a solution that works. Maybe there is a different preset or a different tweaking that might be better. Of course, I have no way to know if this is the absolute best way to fix the problem, but we are 99% there. I mean, I've been working on this preset for hours and days, actually, because I started yesterday. And after I figured this out and I tested on this monitor, I almost cannot tell the difference. So we're splitting hairs here. If there is a better solution than this, it's gonna be like imperceptible. Like, I am using an OLED, an LG C1 OLED, to figure this out. And I am just splitting hairs, like, okay, a little bit more, a little bit less, but I have the near black test pattern telling me the values. And yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a much better solution than this. This is pretty much the solution, and it works for every single game, every single display. So give it a try and let me know if you can tell the difference, especially if you have QD OLED or OLED TV, but even if you have an LCD monitor, let me know if you can tell the difference. I can definitely tell the difference here with the in-game slider. And when I am on a cave or a dark place, if I look very close, yeah, I can tell the difference. So this is off, on, off. So let me turn off the lights here so you can see. This is off. This is off. The preset is off. Now I turn it on. So you see it becomes a little bit darker. See? Off, on, before, after. So that's what we're doing basically. We are trying to crush the blacks a little bit so we get rid of that washed out picture. Okay, and this is Kina, and it supports the auto HDR from Windows 11. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games ever. These developers, they knocked it out of the park with this game. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and if you try it, absolutely, I would be very happy to hear that actually works for you and that you can tell the difference, because I can definitely tell the difference on the OLED, but here on the LCD, very difficult to tell that difference, but it's still there if you look close. So let me know your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any questions.